Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with an arena update here for basically the end of August. But yeah, it's been interesting, guys. We've been able to play this rock, paper, scissors matchup and stay healthy in the top 10, raking in those 500 power cores per day and adding to our overall account resources, which has been phenomenal. But yeah, it's been interesting in the sense that it's still allowed for smaller players like myself with lower TCP to punch up against these spenders and dolphins, just due to the fact that it's more important to have the synergy and knowing which matchups are actually presenting itself as opposed to just bringing the biggest and baddest team that you have, right? Like, for example, none of my Fantastic Four characters have diamonds. I think obviously some of the older dated characters like Apocalypse, Odin, those are the characters that I have actually comparable to my enemies that I'm up against, but you'll see that in the matchup here, guys. So obviously Emma Frost, I'm still building her up, but she has been the newest kind of addition into the defenses here. She's also great as offense too, guys. So very, very good option now that her speed has actually been fixed. But for me personally, guys, the two staples that have been allowing me to have really good matchups, and we'll have two different sets of battles to showcase this, right? Apocalypse has been a game changer against enemy or opposing Emma Frost teams, and then Odin actually has been surprisingly a good counter against Apocalypse there. If you're up against a character like Quasar, I also recommend Odin as well. That's been working for myself personally. In the beginning, we were using Black Cat a bit, but now that we're just seeing essentially 2 or 3 defensive types, these are the two common setups that I've been seeing right now, guys. So without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. Let's get into the footage and strategy of why it works and how we're able to punch up even against some of these enemies that have higher built teams than ourselves. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. Let's start off with an Emma Frost defense team that we can take advantage of here. We're going to be able to use Apocalypse as the big factor here, right? And it's going to matter too, guys. Depending on the Franklin Rayge that starts, sometimes you can have the enemy starting their Franklin Rayge's ultimate and you can still win, but it's not as likely as if you start first. It's basically guaranteed, right? So you can see reason being is because we still have our buffs because of Franklin Rayge ensuring the silence was placed on the enemies. Now we go ahead, we use our Sue's ultimate to group them all together. Very, very important piece, guys, because when our Xavier gets his turn, his special is going to be able to shut down everybody on the opposing side. Hence why it's very important to use that ultimate, even though it benefits Xavier's barrier there. So big special there. You can see all the debuffs, and very, very important because this essentially turns the tide of battle. If the enemy does that to you first, yeah, it's bad news bears, unfortunately. It's hard to turn around from that. Sometimes their Xavier could maybe target a different enemy, or maybe they don't get a chance to actually group everybody up together like that with his special. But once that lands, you don't really have a choice. So now I do recommend using Mr. Fantastic special because of the fact that it doesn't help the enemy Xavier ultimate barrier that he generates there. And that's exactly how we're able to take advantage now with Apocalypse. Easy ultimate there. Because we're not up against an enemy null, you can see he just has his empowered state right away, even with his final strike, which takes off and finishes Xavier right there. So it makes for a very easy matchup. This is how we've been able to work our way up because the defense has not been as important as the offense and knowing how to counter some of these matches. And again, this is against one of the meta defenses right now, being Emma Frost, and we've covered this in the past. Now, this is another one that I don't believe I've covered in my past videos yet, and so we want to switch things up here and just make sure that we cover this as well, which is Odin is the one that can counter Quasar if he has a devastating Quasar attack there. I also put a fortifier on Odin because, to be honest, it's more important to keep Odin alive so that way his special actually runs its course. So this is a good example because enemy Franklin Rayge actually uses the ultimate first, but you're gonna see we're gonna be able to win no problem because of the fact that what's different about this matchup is Odin actually heals and replenishes the team, which is very much needed, especially given the uncertainty of some of the attacks and the RNG with the matchups here. So we get grouped up, unfortunately. You know the drill with the back-to-back ultimate following Franklin Rayge's ultimate. That's just kind of the name of the game. We do the same to them as well. Difference now is that our Odin actually goes ahead and uses his special to heal up, which is very notable, guys. So you can see right there, even though the enemy was able to use the special on us, it doesn't matter, guys. Our Odin actually heals up quite a bit and quite fast as well. You see right there, we're going ahead and actually just taking up the attacks now. Just wait, just be patient. Just be patient with it. This doesn't always work, right? But you can see Mr. Fantastic obviously using his ult, which helps us for sure. And then now, similar to before, do not use the ultimate on Reed. it does not help the situation. The special, however, at least you can able to grant some buffs for the team, but you can see obviously we have the disruption on Franklin, so not a great deal. But now that we finally get to Xavier's turn, he can use the special to, once again, very similar to the first matchup where we control all of them, group them all together with the debuffs, which is pretty notable. Absolutely massive here, and the important difference maker. And make sure now you focus all your damage on Professor Xavier here, as he's the primary target with all these matchups. So once again, we're just now biding our time, being patient with this, and then waiting for our big ultimate that Xavier that we know he does have. Now, having said that, their Xavier also has not ulted yet. We just were able to buy a bit of time thanks to his special. So unfortunately, my Franklin Richards isn't as strong, so he wasn't able to finish off the Xavier. So you may or may not have to tank an ultimate like this. It doesn't happen often, but even if it does, the fact of the matter remains, our Xavier was in a healthier state when he was using the ultimate, so that's why we were in a good spot there, and now we're able to clean up and finishing things up. So there you guys have it, 2 meta defense matchups that we're seeing right now in Arena. I hope this helps you guys out to counter and climb your way up. And again, these are for the only Xavier teams right now that exist in the game, but this is how we've been able to stay in the top 10 in a healthy way, and as well as you can see, getting even the rank 1 at the time of recording. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.